This is an entire short presentation in itself entitled Dissertation Style Essays, which may sound a bit dry. At both levels, at all levels that you're expected to be able to report on, there will be opportunities to write evaluative essays. That means that you have to evaluate in an analytical way something that is of interest. So if you were talking about ethics, for example, the evaluation would be along the lines of some people believe that the change of the law on abortion in the United States, some of the United States, is a bad thing, discuss. So it would be a question of providing both sides of an argument and then coming to a conclusion. That in itself is quite difficult, so there is a dissertation style which is recommended. Dissertation style is as follows. You are going to say what it is that you're talking about to begin with. Many people fail to say what it is that they're saying or what they're discussing before they start talking and simply enter a miasma of difficult ethical problems. The second and the most difficult thing to say to people is the question that you're asked may not be the one that you want to answer. Lots and lots and lots of people have tried to answer a question that wasn't asked. So before you start writing, make sure that you've written down what it is that you're answering and that it accords with what you were asked in the first place. Next piece of very important advice is all of the topics that you will be expected to evaluate are enormous, book length if not library length. One of the disciplines is to restrict it to something that can be answered within the word limit. So choose a title that you can answer. So, for example, if you were being expected to talk about slavery, focus on a particular aspect of slavery, because you can't possibly talk about the rights and wrongs, the theological background, the political environment of all slavery under all circumstances. But you might be able to do a decent sized 2,000 or 3,000 word essay on the current use of child slavery in the Democratic Republic of the Congo to extract minerals. That would be interesting and doable. To approach the whole of slavery in one essay wouldn't be possible. If you choose at some stage to look at different religions and say, for example, compare and contrast the attitudes towards marriage in Islam with Christianity, that would not be possible because there are so many aspects of Islam and Christianity to begin with, but also marriage in itself is not a single unequivocal word. What is being said by me here is wherever you use a word which is capable of being misinterpreted, don't. Keep it simple. And so the dissertation style is to persuade you to write for a conclusion using an argument. An argument is not a squabble, it is the following. You say what it is that you want to say, you're going to conclude. In your first paragraph you say why it is that you think that is the case, with evidence and explanation. In your second paragraph you say what it is that other people would disagree with. In your third paragraph you say why it is you were right in the first place. And in your last paragraph you restate what your conclusion is. That's all that's necessary. That's a dissertation style essay. There is a PowerPoint presentation in the bit about referencing and essays dated the 24th of January 2024, which has that in a bit more detail should you wish to look at it a bit further. But essentially that's it. Do not stray beyond the bounds of dissertation style essays when you're evaluating, if you take my advice, into the realms of opinion.